freedom. And today's topic, which is heaven or hell, we get to choose now. Heaven or hell, we get to choose now. So I welcome you to this beautiful path where we get to set ourselves free to soar, to be in heaven, regardless of conditions, circumstances, experiences, where we get to set ourselves free to be in ever-expanding joy and love and harmony and all these beautiful qualities, that which brings juice to life, true juice. My name is Daniel Roquéo, and thank you so much for tuning in, for participating, for joining me as we keep moving along this beautiful path, as we keep exploring what it means to walk this path. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So, heaven or hell, we get to choose now. So, I was having a conversation the other day with an individual, and this individual was sharing experiences. He was sharing feeling bad about himself. He was sharing being afraid of others' opinions of him, of what he did and who he was, and all of that. And at one point, he said that something to the effect that, I wish I could go to heaven. His perception was that this was hell. He was living in hell. And that is beautiful awareness that he had come to, that heaven or hell, actually heaven and hell, these are not places where we're even ever condemned to, like it would state in some religious texts, or that it is some place that we need to earn, that we need to prove our worth to be allowed into heaven, as it is also suggested in some places. But heaven or hell, these are both states of consciousness, states of being. And this individual, being run by fear, being run by the fear of not being enough, and the consequent self-loathing and self-blame and self-hatred, and the fear of others' disapproval, the fear of others' judgments, opinions. This individual was describing what it means to be living in hell, where we're constantly seeking to avoid being hurt, being harmed, being put in danger, where we're constantly seeking to avoid the next thing to be afraid of, where we're continuously bombarded and caught up by the next thing to be afraid of. This is hell. Living, being of the world, believing that life is like an obstacle course, or that life is against us, that life is dangerous, so that we constantly need to navigate, find ways to navigate through this obstacle course just to make it. Or we're constantly trying to make up for that, I'm not going to say inherent, but that profound belief that we're not enough. So we need to compensate, and we need to overcompensate, and we need to struggle, and we need to compete, and we need to compare ourselves with others. This is hell. This is hell. But the thing is, and the beautiful thing is, that we get to choose whether or not we want to live in hell or whether or not we want to live in heaven. It is a choice, just like peace is a choice, just like freedom is a choice, just like love is a choice, just like harmony and wholeness is a choice, just like abundance is a choice, a moment to moment to moment choice. So it is a choice to live in heaven, to allow for heaven to reign supreme in our minds, in our consciousness, to raise our vibration to the level of heaven. It is not a place that we hopefully get to go or get to visit when we leave this dimension. But heaven is here right now. It is our mandate. We're all being charged with bringing heaven to earth, to this planet, through doing the inner work where we build and cultivate and develop such a profound and deep sense of self-love that we don't care, that it doesn't bother us, that it doesn't touch us, that it doesn't move us what anyone else is thinking about what we're doing or about what we're not doing. And I'm not saying that we are to move through life like robots, indifferent. But as we love ourselves more and more and more, our capacity for love, for kindness, for compassion, unconditional, not to get anything, not to get approval, not to trade services, not to be liked, but simply because that is who we are. But all of this is a choice. We get to choose, and we get to choose now, in this moment. We get to choose now, in this moment. We get to choose now, in this moment. Do I want to live in hell or do I want to live in heaven? And so if I'm choosing, if we are choosing to live in heaven, which has been described as the realm of ever-expanding good. Or as I would say it, heaven is walking this beautiful path of setting ourselves free to be in ever-expanding joy and love and harmony and abundance and all these that can be summarized, that can be labeled as the good. It is a choice. So we get to set the intention. We get to choose. Yes, I do want to experience heaven. Yes, I do want to know heaven. Not as a place I go to when I leave here, but now, in this lifetime, I want to know heaven now. I want to have a deeper realization of what heaven is. So we get to choose, and we get to choose again and again and again and again. Every single time that we are faced with a choice, we get to choose. And we get to ask ourselves, as I'm making this choice, am I choosing hell or am I choosing heaven? This choice that I'm about to make, this choice that I just made, is it bringing me closer to heaven or is it bringing me closer to hell? Am I choosing out of fear, worry, and doubt, or am I choosing out of trust? Am I choosing out of inspiration? Am I choosing out of I have to? Or am I choosing out of freedom? So these are beautiful questions and tools that we get to use. But heaven, no one out there, nothing out there can bring heaven into our minds. We perhaps are being given temporarily not VIP cards, but passes into heaven when good happens in the world and we're uplifted and we're overjoyed and we are rejoicing and we are so grateful for that which happened. We get to visit what it feels like to be in heaven. But as soon as that condition changes, as soon as that circumstance or that event is over with, right back from right back where we started. So if we want to experience the ever expanding realm of heaven, it is an inner work that we need to do, moment by moment by moment. Choice. Am I choosing peace? Am I choosing fear? Am I choosing love? Am I choosing resentment? Am I choosing health? Am I choosing illness or disease? What is it that I am choosing? Where is it that I'm turning my attention? Am I turning my attention more toward what I don't wish to experience? Or am I turning my attention more toward what I wish to experience? Turning our attention toward what we don't wish to experience, that's the ticket straight to hell. Whereas turning our attention toward what we wish to experience, that's the path to heaven. And it is up to us. If we don't choose it, it's not going to be chosen for us. But we need to step up to the plate and we need to take the responsibility for our lives that we have been given. It's our mandate to choose. We're all called, and by saying yes to becoming conscious participants in our own lives, co-create our lives with the sacred laws and with spirit, we're choosing heaven. Heaven or hell, we get to choose, and we get to choose now. So the invitation for today is obviously to take a good look at our lives, to take an honest look at our lives and ask ourselves the question, what am I choosing? What are we choosing? Are we choosing to live in not eternal condemnation, but in the downward spiral of hell? Judgments, opinions, thoughts as to what should and should not be, fear, worry, doubt, sense of not being enough, sense of not having enough, sense of lack, scarcity, separation, these lower thought forms, resentment, anger. Or are we choosing the upward spiral of heaven? Love, kindness, compassion, forgiveness, generosity, expansion, peace, joy, harmony, wholeness, abundance, oneness, unity. And then obviously the questions that follow, the moment-to-moment questions. This choice that I'm making, what is this in alignment with? This choice that I'm about to make, what is this in alignment with? Is this in alignment with who I wish to be, how I wish to show up in life? Or is this in alignment with what I wish for my life to be about? Or is it in alignment with something else? We get to choose. And we get to choose now. Thank you so much for tuning in, for participating. Until the next time, bless your day, and I bless your way. feeling that absolutely all is well right where you are right now in this moment in every single moment. That something wonderful is happening. That everything is working for you how it needs to be now, always, forever. Much love and blessings. Namaste.